Hi everyone, this is Deborah. Welcome back, and today I'm going to show you what I bought on my travels. I've just been away for 3 weeks traveling around Australia. Well, not really around. I live in Brisbane and we went down to Melbourne, which is like a 3-day drive just to get there in our caravan. And then after that we came up and to different little towns and made our way back up. We had 3 weeks away altogether and we've not long arrived home. And I wanted to unpack all the goodies that I bought myself along the way. So I thought I'd share them with you at the same time. So starting with this, now this is a piece of fabric. I kind of opened it when I was in Vinnie's just to feel that it was a cotton. And you can see that it sold $6 is what I paid for it. But it's actually a piece from Spotlight, originally $43 down to $30. 66 cents as a VIP price. You can see that on the tag there. And it also said on the tag 3.65. So I'm assuming that that is 3.65 meters, regularly $12 a meter. But now for me, I got the whole lot for $6. So I'm hoping that it is all in one piece, which it is by the look of it, yes. And it's pretty. It's a tartan, and I love a tartan. Now, I think if I make something out of it, I would have to put some interfacing in it because it's not as hugely thick as some of the fabrics that I sew with are. And that's okay because it's a fair bit of fabric and I think it would make nice bags and things like that. So happy with that purchase. I couldn't walk past it for $6. And I will give it a wash, of course, before I start sewing with it. Now this lot I got, and I don't know whether the tag's in here. Yes, it is. Here it is here. This is all new fabric. So this I got from the Mulberry tree at Milton in New South Wales. So Milton is a little town on the coastal region of New South Wales. And I went in there looking because I'd been there once before and she wasn't open when I was down there. So this time I went in and had a look. And I got the cutest fabric. This is actually Japanese fabric, and look at the cute little cats. Can you see those? I'll bring them up. Hopefully that is getting into shot. And in some of them they're running behind, and in others it's also got little bows, and in others they're popping up. Isn't that just too cute? So cute, in fact, that I bought it in the yellow as well as the pink and green. I bought it in the yellow. And that is a thicker fabric. I believe it's a Japanese fabric, she told me, and I think the brand is Coca. Yeah, there it is there. Coca. So if you're looking for that in Australia, that's what it is. So this is going to be lovely. I bought, I think, a 1/2 meter of that in the yellow and also in the pink and the green. Couldn't go past that. And the other one I got, this is the same thing. It's Coca as well. In fact, I got it in 2, so I just realised. And this one's got little bears. So there are little bears popping up and hiding and waving. And it's just darling. I just love it. I also think it's really striking. So I think it's going to make really nice tote bags. And something a bit fun, a bit different if people are looking at the bag that you've got and it's got little bears on it, you know, waving at them. I think that's adorable. And the black one, the black and cream, I guess you'd call that, black, cream and grey, I also couldn't go past that. So I'm pretty sure I got 1/2 meter of those as well. Now this is quilt cotton. So just a plain navy stripe, always looking for stripes. I love that. This is, oh, it's a Devonstone fabric, this one. And then the dots, the red and white dots, where I got them in the big. Now let's see, I don't know what this is. This is a Moda fabric. Don't know what it is. It's just called Dotty by Moda. I thought that was good. I always love a spot and a stripe. And this one's a little bit different. So it's spots, but it's got the, you know, half filled in, half etched. And this also, let's see what fabric this is. That is called Red Dot Green Dash by me and my sister's design for Moda. And it's actually a Christmas fabric, simply merry and bright. But I thought that would be nice for something. So 1/2 meter of those. This, I just saw this and when I've got to have these balloons, not the least because of the colourway that it's in. Isn't that gorgeous? And again, what a nice bag that will make. Really pretty. Well, hopefully, if I can make a bag out of it. I've got enough fabric. And then these are houses. And again, obsession with little houses, and saw these. First of all, I saw this one and I got it. And then I found one in the greys and browns and reds as well. And I think that they're both equally gorgeous. Now, this is called Roundabout by Stouffer Fabrics, printed in Japan, designed in Denmark. So they do look a little bit like the houses that they have in Denmark, but they're both really cute as well. So that was from one shop. And yes, I have more, so I'll go and get the next lot. This here is a piece of fabric, and I bought a yard. It's called Wildflower Honey by Nuttex, Small Floral by Nuttex. And where I bought this was in a shop in Moree. Now, Moree is a town sort of northwest of Sydney, and it's the way that we came home up through the centre. And I love the colours in this fabric. But we actually arranged that we would be at Moree at a time when this shop was open. I wanted to go to this shop. It's called Sylvia's Fabrics, and it's in the main shopping area of Moree. And it was featured on a show that we have here in Australia on the ABC, which is called Backroads. And Backroads is about people, there's a couple of presenters that go around and they go off the beaten track. So they go out of the cities and they find really interesting people and really interesting information as they're going along. And Sylvia's Fabrics, and I met Sylvia, she was in the shop. She has been in business for 73 years, so that's a fair time. So I told my husband, we'll go next time we're coming through. And he said, no, she might not be here next time. We'd better go this time. So we stayed about an hour away the night before. It worked out really well. We drove up. The shop was open. I went in. And, of course, I had to tell her. There was another lady in there, and she said, Sylvia said, can I help you? And I said, well, I'm just having a look, but I actually came here because I saw you on Backroads. And the other lady apparently had too. And she said, 103, Sylvia said. And I said, what do you mean? She said, you're the 103rd person who's come in and told me that. And she said to the lady who was actually from Melbourne, and you're number 102. And she wrote down 102, that lady was from Melbourne, and then 103. And she said, where are you from? And I said, Brisbane. And she wrote that down. And so she's had a lot of people coming into the shop to say hello and perhaps buy something. I know I bought something. I bought this metre of fabric, and I think the other lady was going to buy something too. So that was a really nice thing. I thought I was really happy that we took the time and that I did that. And spent a little bit of money in Moree, and then went and got some coffee and cake as well on the way back to where my husband had parked the car and the caravan. So that's beautiful, and I'm thinking again that might make nice bags. None of this I think is for quilting at this stage. This is all for different types of bags and whatever, aprons, and I'm not sure what I'm going to make yet. We'll see. But I really like the colourway in that, and I thought I've got a lot of plains and stripes and things that would match with that as well. So this is one of the first places that I went to, and this one is a shop which is in Tumut. Now, Tumut is up in the mountains, in the snowy mountains down in New South Wales, and I thought I'd never been to Tumut. Apparently I went there when I was young. My sister was a marching girl. If you don't know what that is, it's a bunch of girls, and they train and they get together and they march and things like that. And then all of them get together in competitions, and they have winners of who marched the best and all of that. So my big sister was one of those when I was growing up. And apparently we went to Tumut once for a marching competition because we lived in Canberra. Now, I don't really recall doing that because I must have been quite young, but as an adult, this is the first time I've been to Tumut. And I had a couple of reasons that I wanted to go to Tumut. One is because I traced my family tree, and I have quite a few people who lived in that area and are buried in the Tumut cemetery. So, of course, we did a visit to the cemetery, found my relatives, took photographs of them because that's what we do when we go around places. And The other reason is that I knew because a couple of years ago I'd been to a little town in New South Wales called NUNDLE, and there was a shop there which was selling straw brooms. And the shop in NUNDLE, it said that the brooms were handmade in Tumut. Now, I didn't buy one that day, but when I went to Tumut, I bought one, and I'll go get it and show it to you. And here is my straw broom, handmade in Tumut. Isn't it gorgeous? It's got a little tiny short handle on it. Tumut Broom Factory it comes from. You can't actually tour the factory, but you can buy the brooms at some of the local merchants and at the visitors centre. Now, I'm not using this broom. This is purely decorative. I'm going to work out a way to put it into my decor, and that's why I bought this particular one with the short handle. But they come with long handles, all different sizes. So I don't know where else they sell them, except they sell them in NUNDLE at the merchant store there and in Tumut itself. So that was just an extra. And also that was on Back Roads, that Tumut broom shop, and she actually went in, saw the brooms being made. You cannot do that if you go there now. And so Tumut was a bit of a surprise. It was a very vibrant town and lots of people and shops which were open 7 days a week. So I was pretty impressed by that. I went to this shop here, which is a quilt shop called the Cotton Merchants, which is in basically the main street in Wynyard Street in Tumut. And I bought a few things. I barely got past the front door before I started buying things, but I'll show you. I finally got to the fabric. This is a remnant, and I think it's about a half a metre. So they had a thing there where you could buy a bag of remnants. I don't know, I think it was $50 or something. But this one here cost me $5 because this is the one I kind of picked up, and I really couldn't find any other red, white and blue. I'm always on the lookout for fabric that is red, white and blue. So that's why it's all cut here, because it is actually an off-cut, a remnant. But I think that that's really nice. Again, it's a cotton. It's just a cotton quilting fabric. And then this was on special. So again, it's cotton quilting fabric. And I'll just get it out. And I bought quite a bit of it because I thought it was really different and really nice. Look at that. And I bought a metre of this one by the feel of that because I love this colour. And I like the letters and the typography on here. So look at those together. I'm not sure what I'm doing with these yet. I just like them. And I have a thing that if you see something and you like it, you'll probably find a way to use it. So buy it. Not probably the best way to go, but that's what I do. So I bought those, and then I was almost leaving and I saw this and thought, oh, that's really pretty too. Look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? So I bought, I think, a half a metre of this as well. This is an Andover fabric, and it's just gorgeous. Really, really pretty colourways in it. And that's why I bought that, just because I liked it. And then I saw these as soon as I walked in the door. These were hanging up, or not this pair, but a pair. And I'm always wanting a new pair of scissors. The scissors I keep buying, I'm just not impressed with them. But these ones are a bit like the Tim Holtz craft scissors in that they have a serrated edge and they self-sharpen. And of course, they're in green. So as soon as I saw them hanging up as I walked in the shop, I thought, yep, they're in green. I've got to have them. And look, it's got nice big comfy handle. So I bought those ones. These are Somo scissors, and they are the large in that. She actually let me try them out, and not this pair, but another pair, and test them on a piece of fabric. Because I said, I'm always trying to cut, when you're clipping corners and things, and my scissors just always sort of do that. You know how the scissors don't cut properly? She let me test the other pair that was hanging up, or her pair, on a piece of fabric, and it worked really well. So that's why I bought them. And then, of course, I saw these ones, and I had to have these ones too. These are also Somo scissors, and they're called Matchbox scissors. And you just wait till I take these out. Look at that. Isn't that adorable? Have you ever seen anything as cute as that? And they're little snips, and they've even got a little hanger on them, so I can put a cord around them and keep them around my neck for snipping. Look at them. And then they can go back in the matchbox. I just adored those. So of course I had to have those, and plus they're in purple. So that was the other, purple and green are my colours, so that's what I got. I got a few other things. I got these, which are, it's actually a screw top, and it's got the needles. I can't remember what sort of needles these are. I'll have to have a look at the receipt because I don't think that that's actually on the box, but I thought that those needles were quite good. I think they might be self-threading needles. Yeah, they are. They're self-threading needles. They're not the ones that come through in the top though. They actually have a side thing. If you can see there, I'm not sure if you're picking that up. Let me see if I can get that onto camera for you. She did say that they were self-threading, and I thought, oh, well, that's good, but they actually have a piece in here, so your thread goes in there. So easy thread needles, and there's a whole bunch of them. I don't know how many. It comes in a little screw top thing, which, I saw that and that kind of sold it for me. Love a little gadget. The other thing I bought were these buttons, 6 buttons. She told me that they cover them themselves, and they are covered with Liberty fabrics. I thought that they were really pretty and something that I will use. In fact, I may sew some of these onto my doily quilt. And for those that are asking, yes, I have finished my doily quilt, except for little things like this. And yes, I will show you. It's just that I have been away for a few weeks. But I'll definitely have a video up in the next few weeks showing you the finished product. So I've had a couple of questions about that. Aren't they gorgeous buttons? Quite large too. Quite like that though. And then I bought these. Look at these. These are big pins. And look at that. It's a big pin. Isn't that cool? I don't know why I bought it. I just saw it and had to have it. And I guess you could use them as to hold your knitting on, as you know, for your stitches with your knitting. I'm not sure what I'm going to use them for yet, but I saw them and had to have them and thought they're just too cool. And oh yeah, I was going to say, I thought I bought 2 of the big ones. Yeah, the medium ones. I did 2. There's the other one. Then I bought this, which is a laundry label tape, but it's actually sewing reels on it. So I hadn't seen anything like that before. So I thought that I had better buy that. Let me put that up for you so you can see it a bit closer. Yep, there you go. And I do have a couple more things in here as well. Again, the packaging is kind of, I went, oh, look, aren't they cute? Have to have them. These are tapestry needles, and I can't do that because I can do this one. This is beeswax in a little yellow box, and it smells like beeswax too. So there's beeswax in that little one. And then in this one, there are tapestry needles, 20 of them. And I did have a look at the one that was there on display, but I will actually just pull this off. And it slides off in the same way, I think. There you go. Tapestry needles in there. Again, these are Somo, which is a brand I must admit that I had not heard of, but now I own a fair bit of it. So there's those ones there. And that's all I bought from the cotton merchants, but I have more, so I'll go and get the other stuff. I went to a couple of charity shops and I got some of these, which I like for decorating. I already have one. I have a larger one, which is in the cream, and I found 2 in 2 different charity shops. This one's a bit creamier. This one was $4, which I thought was a pretty good price, and this one was only $2, which is even better. So I really like them. This one has the just the cardboard top. Let me open this up and have a look. I must be able to pull that apart. Let me get the scissors. Yeah, that's just got the cardboard top on it. And this one here, I also bought quite a few doilies on my rounds. This one here has the wooden top. So it's actually got a little bit of wood in there. So that's very cool. So I will be using them for decorative purposes. Having said that, I did buy some Sashiko cotton as well, which is somewhere, I'm not sure where. And then I bought some more fabrics just because I like them. Look at this very cool crossword fabric. Isn't that lovely? It's really nice. And then a black and white stripe. Can never go wrong with a black and white stripe. This is, I don't know where I got that from actually. These are from one shop I know, which was in, let me think where we were, in Bathurst, I think. Yes, in Bathurst in New South Wales. And I liked them. These were, as I walked in the door, these were there. And look at the pretty colours and look at them all together. Look at that green and lilac together. And then throw this blue in with the lilac or the green or all of it. And they are lovely. So these are all fat quarters, every one of them, I think. Yes, all fat quarters. And I just thought that that colourway was really pretty. So there may be a quilt being made out of those, or at least the centre part of a quilt. I'm not sure how much I got, so I'm not sure how big a quilt I could get. And then in another shop in Bathurst, I found these. Now I just got 2 meters of the black and white dot because I think that would be good for linings and things and really pretty. Also for bindings of quilts, really nice. And then I found that they had some Tim fabric. So I bought this, which is the palette range, but it's the mix of the palette range. So it's not just one colour. You get every colour on here. So I've got all of the different colours through the purples, the greens. I bought a 1/2 metre of this one too. So look at the blues and indigos. You're probably not getting those. Let me move them in. How cool is that? Really like those. And this one here, this is from the abandoned range. I nearly didn't get it, but then I went back and picked it up because I thought it was just really cool. I think I may have some of this. I'm not sure. I may have already used it, but I think I just couldn't resist that. And then, of course, this, which is also one of Tim's fabrics. So they had a few of his fabrics there. I've been meaning to buy this one for ages, and I was going to buy it off Etsy. It was the only place I could find it. So I was happy that I found it to have a look at it in person, and it's really nice. So these all came from the one shop in Bathurst, the one quilting shop. And then this here is actually Christmas fabric. It's Bunny Hill design, but it doesn't look too Christmassy. It could be Christmas. I know it is Christmas. I've got a 1/2 metre of each. It's called A Very Sweet Christmas by Bunny Hill Design for Moda. But together, I thought the 3 of them were so pretty. Look at that. I love greens, as you know. I've got a lot of green, but so I bought those. And then I bought some random things. So I bought some teacup. Let me just digress. These fabrics are all from the Crafty Peacock, which is in Bathurst, in Stewart Street in Bathurst. And I bought some teacups just because I thought that they were very cool. Look at that. And this is actually, the lady told me it's a Red Tractor Designs, which is an Australian design, and it's a Devonstone fabric. So that's really nice. And then these teacups here. And I've got a 1/2 metre of each of these too. Isn't that cool? Really love the colours and things in those. But I just find that, it's hard sometimes to find fabric that you want in a certain design. So if I see them, I get them. And I like the teacups. And then finally, I bought this, which I just thought was just really, really cool. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? Beautiful colours. And that is, I don't know, dino skin. So it's meant to be dinosaur, probably a kid's fabric, but it's really bright and happy. And I just thought that was really lovely colourways again in those as well. So very nice. And I think that I'm just about out. I think that is all the fabrics that I bought and all the bits and bobs that I bought from the sewing shops and the craft and quilt shops on my travels. So hopefully, the people who I bought these things from appreciate them. And as I said, I also bought a stack of doilies. I went to several charity shops and got some really good things. Oh, there is one more thing I wanted to show you. Hang on. Oh, first of all, I found my Seshko thread that I bought. I just wanted some for doing a little bit of hand stitching, and I just thought that I'd buy some proper stuff. And then I got this at Vinnie's as well. So this pack was $8, and again, I tried to open it. You're not meant to open them, I know, but I like to feel the fabric. I took a chance. It was $8, and I thought, well, if I buy this and it's no good, then it doesn't really matter. I've given something to charity. But I like the tones in it. And look at that. Isn't that cool? And then I've got a red and white stripe. And like I said, I haven't opened this. Oh, this is like a low volume. I can see when I do that and put it up to the light, you probably may not be picking that up on camera. Perhaps here. Yes, there. Look at that. That's only a little bit. And then there's a little bit of black, or a lot of black. There's another piece of, what's this? Just plain, I think. Yeah, that's just plain. And then these red and white stars. How cool. So I thought all of that fabric, I mean, there's got to be at least a metre of this fabric, this black and white. And I thought that, and it's all cotton, I can feel it, that was worthwhile to buy that, and I can make something out of that as well. So I thought that, you know, for $8, I actually went back to the same charity shop. That was the one where I got the $4 one from. And the other lot of fabric that I showed you from the charity shop, the tartan, I went back the next day and bought this, found this there, which wasn't there the day before. I just happened to be walking past and thought, oh, it's probably not there, but I'll go in and have a look and see if anything's been added. And this got added. So I thought that was very good, and a good purchase for $8, all of that fabric. So I think that really is it. I think that I've done a fair bit of shopping while I was away. We did actually go and see things as well. I didn't just spend all my time at the craft shops, although probably a fair bit of it at the craft and the charity shops. But that's what I like to do, so it doesn't really matter, does it? So I hope you enjoyed that, and that you will join me and see when I actually start using these fabrics what I'm going to make out of them. You'll see them in future videos. But for now, thanks very much for watching. This is Deborah. Cheers.